course, the racing has started. You can see that on our screen. And we've got an 8-lane first heat this morning of the Premier Mixed Small Boat. Southern Storm, Indian Ocean DBC, Water Warriors, Komodo, Akka, Navmat, ADL Phoenix and Maris Dragons. 8 lanes. Let's see what happens. Quite cool again this morning, but I'm sure it'll warm up as the day goes by.
Now they make their way down the course and they probably hit around about the 250 metre mark. And it looks like it may be lane 5 out there. That's Akka, who have got to a slight lead. But Water Warriors South Australia in 3, starting to make a move. Now they'll up their rating now. I'd say the mark that the sweep would pick is this house on the corner on the far side. And here they go now. They've called upon to up their rating and the effort. And it's Water Warriors South Australia in 3, who are probably just in front here of Akka in 4, Akka in 5 rather, Komodo in 4, just in between them. Back to lane 2, Indian Ocean going quite well, and then wide out we've got in lane 7, that looks like Adelaide Phoenix out there in lane 7, now starting to make a move. But it's lane 3, Water Warriors South Australia in front. Adelaide Phoenix have moved into second position out there in lane 7. Then we've got Akka back in lane 5, Komodo in 4, and Indian Ocean back in 2, and then Navmat in 6, and Southern Storm in 1. But it's going to be the Water Warriors South Australia, who are about a boat length and a bit in front now, and they're going to take out this first heat of the Premier's Mixed Small Boat. It's the Water Warriors South Australia. Now it's going to be tight for second. They're lining up here, lining up for second. It may be Komodo in 4, maybe just in front. Komodo may have, or Komodo or Adelaide Phoenix, maybe Adelaide Phoenix in front of Komodo. And then we had Indian Ocean just behind them, and then Navmat I should say, Southern Storm and Maris Dragons out on the far side.
Thank you, Steve. We're underway. Last day of the Australian National Dragon Boat Championships. I'm Rich Smith. Welcome to Adelaide here on a reasonably cool morning with quite a breeze coming out over the water. You can see the boats there, number 2 and 3, just completed that race, and that was in Water Warriors. I'm here with Steve Winbank and Rick Reed in the doing the commentary. Scores will be coming up on the big screen to my right here. I'm going to see if I can see them. And here we go. We have it 222.8 Water Warriors first. Adelaide Phoenix 228.9. Komodo in third 228.9. Coffee is being brought, so Rick's getting it first because he's the most crotchety.
And on performances throughout the last few days, certainly one of our guests from New Zealand, Hamilton Water Sports, have done very well. Sydney Tsunami, Akka, Tawaka. So they're all there. This should be a cracking finish. And they've done the best part of 150 metres in this race. Now looking maybe to see who's taking a lead. Looks like Akka may have done so out in lane 3. Beside them in lane 2, Hamilton Water Sports, they're there. Komodo in lane 1, likewise. Going across the course, Tawaka in the pay point of time. Back, it looks Komodo, Hamilton Sport, Komodo Sports in 2, as though they could fight out. Akka coming in picture in lane 3. Now they look as though they're going to take out first, second and third at the 200 metre mark with that distance to go. Other teams pressing, but these teams seemingly doing the better of it. And Akka, that's one of the very fast finish. Hamilton Sports, that's going to be a good finish between lane 2 and 3. Hamilton, Akka, and also coming into the picture, but always in the picture was Komodo. It's Hamilton Water Sports getting in front, Can they hold out? Hamilton Watersports doing very well. Hamilton Watersports coming in. They're going to take first. Komodo third. Then we go across to lane 5. Tawaka coming in fourth. To lane 4 we have Nagas Sydney Tsunami taking 5th. Right over to the outside lane. Melbourne Flames Blue taking 6th position. Sloths White in lane 6 taking 7. But Hamilton Watersports being
very good there. The white flags from both of the umpire boats, so that was a clean race. Looks like Hamilton Watersports took that one, followed by Akka and Komodo. We'll get the results in a moment. You can see behind us that the flags are blowing on the top of the roof, so it's quite windy out there. And here are the results of the Premier Mixed Small Boat Heat 1. Most of the days at about 2:30. Let me just see on the old schedule. At 2:30 we'll have 2,000 metre racing, but let's get on with this reportage.
Of the Premier Mixed Small Boat. Lane 1 is the Adelaide Sea Dragons, lane 2 Indian Ocean, lane 3 Komodo, lane 4 Power Blades, the local crew here in Adelaide, DSA, Dragon Sports Association from New South Wales in 5, and NABMAT out there in lane 6. So good even start here, and they'll start to make their way down towards the halfway point in this 500 metre course, and it's a fairly even line at the moment, and probably showing up early Indian Ocean, and they're in lane 2. Then next to them Power Blades in, sorry, not Power Blades, that's Komodo in 3, Power Blades next to them in 4, and then DSA, and starting to just drop back slightly is NABMAT, and back to Adelaide Sea Dragons in lane 1. So they'll near the halfway mark now and head towards that 200 metre gate, and it looks like it's Komodo in 3 that may just have a slight lead from Indian Ocean in 2. Lane 1 starting to make a move now, Adelaide Sea Dragons. Then we've got DSA out wider in 5, and NABMAT now starting to call for their effort. But it's in the middle where we're looking here. Komodo maybe just in front of Indian Ocean. Power Blades on the outside of Komodo there in lane 4, and here comes the others now. DSA starting. They've made their move at that point where those units are on that corner there of the island, and it looks like it may be DSA who have now hit the lead. So DSA have certainly upped their rating from Komodo, Indian Ocean, and in between them Power Blades, and NABMAT starting to come into it out wide, and then dropping back a little bit is Adelaide Sea Dragons, but it looks like it's DSA. This is Dragon Sports Association from New South Wales have hit the front. It's DSA from Power Blades, and then we've got Komodo and Indian Ocean, and NABMAT out wider in 6, and back to Adelaide Sea Dragons, but it's still the crew from DSA in front. DSA just in front from Komodo, and then Indian Ocean and Power Blades. It's going to be DSA just in front. DSA will take this out from Komodo, and then Indian Ocean from Power Blades, and then probably NABMAT out there wide, and back to Adelaide Sea Dragons in 1. So as they've crossed the line here, it'll be DSA, Dragon Sports Association. They've taken this out from Komodo in 3, and then Indian Ocean I think has grabbed 3rd in lane 2 from Power Blades in 4, and then NABMAT out wide in 6, and back to Adelaide Sea Dragons in 1.
Well, impressive. But here we go for the second semi-final of the Premier Mixed Standard Boat with Steve.
All right, and they're underway. Just before I get that, I just need an important announcement. Pat Doog, could you please come to the grandstand? Pat Doog required in the grandstand area. Okay, we're underway now with race 247, and this is the semi-final of the Premier Mixed Standard Boat. So lane 1 is, sorry, I'll come back. I think I've got the wrong, is that Pacific Dragon? Are we into 247?
248.
Sorry, yeah. 248. Actually, Rick just called that one. I'm sorry. I'm just readjusting my program here. Yeah, so lane 1 black, and then right over the other side, Sydney Tsunami from BR back in Strokes Gin. Yeah, so Akka You're there in lane
Close
2.
racing there, and
got to the front,
I think it's been River Dragon Yarra in the left in the race. They'll need to get down some fluids, refresh a bit of food, and get ready for those grand finals. Aka took that in a time of 2:04.9 in first place. Komodo second in 2:05.7. Yarra River 2:05. Hold it.
And we're underway now in this semi-final. Grand final rather. I'm playing it a bit. It is the grand final of the Premier Mixed Small Boat. Lane 1 Mavericks, Lane 2 Manly, Lane 3 Water Warriors South Australia, Lane 4 Adelaide Black Dragons, Lane 5 Adelaide Phoenix, Lane 6 DSA Dragon Sports Association, Lane 7 Komodo, and Lane 8 Southern Storms. And this is a championship grand final of the Premier Mixed Small Boat. So the medals up for grabs here in this mixed small boat competition, and it's a pretty even line, and basically all 8 crews in a line as they head down towards that halfway point. Now trying to look for a leader, we'll look towards the centre because that's where the fastest qualifiers are, and it may be Water Warriors in 3 that have got to the front from the Adelaide Black Dragons next to them in 4, Adelaide Phoenix out in 5, then back to Manly in 2. Further out we've got DSA in lane 6, Komodo out there in 7, Southern Storms right out in 8, and back to Mavericks in 1. But we'll look towards the centre crews here and now. Here's the move being made by Water Warriors South Australia in 3. So Water Warriors first to go here, and they've opened up a break over Manly in 2. Then we've got Adelaide Phoenix out there in 5, Adelaide Black Dragons in 4, and then DSA, Komodo, Southern Storms, and back to Mavericks in 1. But it's the Water Warriors South Australia who have opened up this lead here. They're just in front now. They're queuing up for the minor placings here. It is lane 4 Adelaide Black Dragons, Adelaide Phoenix in 5, and further out Komodo in 7, DSA back in 6, and then Manly back in 2. But it's the Water Warriors from South Australia who have hit the front here, and it looks like they're going to take out this championship grand final of the mixed small boat. It's Water Warriors now, probably a boat length in front. Now the interest is going to be in 2nd and 3rd. They're queuing up for the minor placings here, and it looks like Adelaide Black Dragons in lane 4 have got the 2nd just in front of Manly in 2, although Manly's kicking again. It's Adelaide Black Dragons, Manly's going to grab 2nd in front of Adelaide Black Dragons. Now Mavericks have got up to finish 4th in lane 1, and then we go out to Adelaide Phoenix next in lane 5, DSA in 6, Komodo in 7, and Southern Storms out there in lane 8, and I think 5, 6, 7 and 8 have finished in that order after the first 4 place getters. So
well, Rick's definitely going to be happy because his wife's team Manly took a 2nd place in that one, but Water Warriors got the 1st place, 2 minutes 22.3 in first. 2nd is Manly, 2:26.4. 3rd Adelaide Black Dragons, 2:26.9. In 4th place Mavericks, 2:28.5 in 4th. 5th DSA, 2:29.6. Adelaide Phoenix in 6th, 2:29.65. Komodo took the 7th place in 2:30.3.
For the official merchandise, them Hamilton Water Sports, who we would expect to be up there with the leading crews. Now further out, Komodo is in 5, CY All Black in 6. Now PD's Pacific Dragons in the orange, just in behind those leading crews, and back to Yarra River in 1. But it's in the centre, Melbourne Flames Gold in lane 4, taking up the front position from Hamilton Water Sports. Now officially 3rd, or not officially 3rd, but holding down 3rd may be Komodo. And then we've got out wider, we've got CY All Black in lane 6, back to lane 2, that's Aka. And then Yarra River in 1, and PD's Pacific Dragons out there in lane 7, but it's in the middle here. It's still Melbourne Flames Gold, maybe just in front from Hamilton Water Sports. There's a lineup now for 3rd. It's probably Aka coming through in lane 2. Also they're out there wide is Pacific Dragons, but it's still Melbourne Flames Gold just in front in lane 4 from Hamilton Watersports, and Acker coming in lane 2, but it's going to be Melbourne Flames Gold. Melbourne Flames Gold first, Hamilton Watersports second, lane 2 will get third. That's Acker just in front of Komodo, who flew home in 5, and then we've got probably Seawell, Black Yarra River.
Well, the spectators are looking happy there,
so
cheering their teams through that finish line, urging them on.
In lane 4, that has taken this grand final of the Premier Mixed.
We're trying to bring you a little replay of that in a moment,
Hamilton Watersports,
but we're waiting for the official result,
and third will be
and then we have a little break. We've got about 30 minutes. So Melbourne Flames Gold took that in a time of 2:02.0. Hamilton Watersports 2:02.8 in second. Acker 2:03.5 in third. Komodo 2:04.4 in fourth. Yarra River Dragons.
The Diamond Phoenix. So the 2 Phoenix in that.
And you're away already, Steve. Right, you're away.
Geez, they're into it today.
They are.
And we're underway now with race 2, 5, 6 on the program. This is heat 1 of the Premier Women's Standard Boats. Now lane 1 is Acker, lane 2 is, looks like it is Subsonics, Komodo in 3, Melbourne Flames. In actual fact, lane 2 is vacant. Subsonics are now, looks like they're out on the far side. So we'll go through it again. It's Acker in 1, Komodo in 3, Melbourne Flames in 4, Ice Dragons in 5, Different Strokes in 6, Sloths in 7, CYL out in 8, and there is a lane 9 here. That's Subsonics right out on the far side. So lane 2 vacant in this race. So we've got the 8 crews here. Sorry, the 7 crews. So we'll just, they might have moved Subsonics back inside. They have. CYL is not there. So it's Subsonics in lane 8 and CYL not there. So we'll get this right now. So Acker in 1, Komodo in 3, Melbourne Flames in 4, Ice Dragons in 5, Different Strokes in 6, Sloths in 7, and Subsonics out there in 8. Or, no, sorry, it's not. I'll repeat, it may be CYL. We'll confirm that in a minute. It is CYL. CYL out in 8, so Subsonics not in the race. So we'll go back to it now. It's Melbourne Flames coming through in 4, maybe just in front of Ice Dragons in 5, and then Different Strokes in 6. That is CYL out there in 8. And back to lane 3, Komodo, and lane 1 is Acker. So it's lane 6, Different Strokes, who hit the front now with about 50 metres to go. So it's Different Strokes in front from Ice Dragons, Melbourne Flames holding down 3rd, just in front of Komodo, and then further out CYL, and we've got Sloths and Acker, but it's going to be very tight here. It may be Melbourne Flames just in front from Different Strokes, Melbourne Flames from Different Strokes and Komodo right in the finish, and then Ice Dragons in 5, they're all in it, and then we had Acker and Sloths and CYL out there in lane 8.
Replay would be good again, thanks very much.
So we just had a bit of trouble there picking up the crews.
Another close one on that finish line. These big standard boats, for me, they're the true nature of the sport. The smaller boats are for development purposes, really, to help, particularly when you've got a new club formation and you haven't got many members. But here we go, Premier Women's Standard Boat Heat 1, Melbourne Flames 2:12.4 in first. In second place, Different Strokes 2:12.5. Komodo 2:12.8 in third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mix, and Canberra Griffins just dropping in behind the leading crews. But it looks like it's a line of 5 here, and it's probably Komodo in lane 4, who are out in front of Tawaka in 3. Sydney Tsunami in the red are also there, and Indian Ocean out there in lane 7, also coming into the mix, but it's in the middle. It's Komodo in 4, who may be just in front. Indian Ocean in 7, maybe the danger, and starting to come through again here is the crew from Tawaka, but it's and Tsunami just in behind them, and Southern Storm's back in 2. But it looks like it may be Indian Ocean, who have just got to the front here from Komodo, and Tawaka and Tsunami just in behind them. Tawaka's coming again though in lane 3. It may be Tawaka who get to the front. It's going to be close here. Tawaka, Komodo, head and head. Tawaka, Komodo, Tawaka got it from Komodo. Third will be out wide. That's Indian Ocean from Tsunami, and then back to Southern Storm in 2. Tsunami in 5, Southern Storm in 2, and then DSA back in 1, and out to then we have Darwin Waterfront Warriors in 6, and Canberra Griffins out there in lane 8. So a great finish there, and there was 4 in it. There was Tawaka, Sydney, all in Indian Ocean out lane 7. Indian Ocean Dragon.
So we I think to hold that race in first place. Remember, cheat plus losers go through to the final. The remainder go through Depechage. And here is Dult, Tawaka, 2:19.3. Second, Komodo, 2:19.7. Indian Ocean DBC, 2:21.6.
Last day of action here at the Australian Championships here in Adelaide. Now, lane 1 is Sydney Tsunami, lane 2 Pacific Dragons, they're in the orange, Tsunami in the red, Water Warriors South Australia in the green in 3, Tawaka in the black will be in 4, Hamilton Water Sports also in the black and red, or in the black with the red in lane 5, Komodo in the blue and white out there in 6, Brisbane River Dragons in there, very familiar and famous blue, red and yellow caps, and Indian Ocean out there in lane 8 in the black uniforms. So a full complement of 8 crews here in this grand final of the Premier Opens 10s or small boats, and it's virtually a straight line here, but we'll look towards the centre where probably the fastest qualifiers are, and it is Tawaka in 4 and Hamilton Water Sports, and we would probably expect that, especially Hamilton Water Sports up there in 5. Komodo's not far away in 6. Water Warriors South Australia in 3. Pacific Dragons in the orange in 2. Out there to Indian Ocean in 8 and Sydney Tsunami back in 1 in the red. Now it's virtually a line of 8 here. It'll be of us they get last metres. Hamilton Water Sports in 5. Pat Burnley here. Walker in 4. And but Dragons just back off the pace, and Pacific Dragons, but it's lanes, it is Komodo, but here's Tawaka coming again in lane 5, Tawaka regaining the lead from Komodo, and then we've got Hamilton Water Sports, Water South Pacific Dragon, close here, it's probably Hamilton Sports from, and then Pacific Dragon got in front of and we've got River Dragons out there in Sydney. Oh, finished. And that is Hamilton lane 5 taken from...
That was race. Canadian, I think that's one in Waypoint, all Nissan, Komodo. The Waters definitely did it. 2 over first place in the gold medal. Komodo 2:16.8 in second. Pacific Dragons in third, 2:16.8. Very, very close between that and Komodo. Water Warriors in 4, 2:17.2. Tawaka 2:17.4 in 5th. Sydney Tsunami 2:18.9 in 6th. Brisbane River Dragons again in 7th for 2:20.7, and Indian Ocean 2:22.7 for 8th. That was the open small boat grand final. Look at this and how close it is.
There's about 5 boats all across the line there. Those of you watching the big screen down there, the streaming screen, you'll see what a race this is. There's Hamilton Water Sports just in front in boat 5. They hit the line. Now look, it's Pacific Dragons, they're in 2, and Komodo. Look at Komodo, yes, they just edge up Pacific Dragons, and then Water Warriors 3 just in front of Waka in 4, and that's a very, very close finish there. And then we've got Tsunami coming in 1 in 6th. And Premier Women's Standard Boat, and we've already got a start. So the grand final, championship final of the Women's Premier Standard Boat, and away they go. And I've just gone through the start list, so we won't do that again, but we'll pick up the footage as it comes down on the screen and live out on the course as they make their way down with about 100 metres behind them, and a pretty even line it is too. And we'll look towards the centre where the fastest qualifiers are. but it looks like it might be Melbourne Flames in lane 4, showing the way from Komodo in 3. Now, Different Strokes is in 5. They're the middle 3 crews here. Now, we've got Acker in 2. They're also up there at this stage. Ice Dragons out there in lane 7, and in lane 6 rather, and CYL in the yellow out there in lane 7. But we'll concentrate towards the centre, and it's Melbourne Flames there in lane 4 who probably got to the front from Different Strokes in 5, Komodo in 3, also going well. They're in the mix. Acker in 2, then further out Ice Dragons in lane 6. But it is still the Melbourne Flames, I think, at this stage in lane 4 as they get within the last 100 metres. But the challenge is coming now. Different Strokes and Komodo in 3. It's still Melbourne Flames probably just in front. Different Strokes trying to get there, and Komodo in 3, and Ice Dragons out there in 4. But it's going to be a race in 3 here. It's probably just still Melbourne Flames from here's Different Strokes trying to come through, and also Komodo, but it's going to be very tight. It's still Melbourne Flames in front. Melbourne Flames from Komodo and Different Strokes. Melbourne Flames may have just got it by a lip. Melbourne Flames by a lip from Komodo, and then Different Strokes. Now, not far away from them was Acker, Ice Dragons, then Sloughs and CYL. Well, what a finish. I was concentrating on the 3 crews there, but I think Melbourne Flames have got it by a lip, a dragon's lip here, and it is a tight one. But Melbourne Flames have lasted, I think, to stave off a strong finish from Komodo and Different Strokes.
And I think Melbourne Flames did take that. We'll catch that in the action replay in a minute after we go through the results. But there we go. Melbourne Flames 208.5, Komodo 208.6, so just 1 in it between those first 2 places. Different Strokes in 3rd, 210.2.
So fourth
Ice Dragons fourth, 212.4. Sloths in 5th place in a time of 214.383. Sorry, it swapped over. Acker in 5, 214.3. Sloths in 6th place, 215.4. And CYL in 7th place, 216.6. So that was a brilliant grand final. Premier Women's, look at this for the replay. Here we go.
Where we put 274 back in.
That's right. Yep.
Okay, so we go to
just Melbourne Flames there.
So if we have a look on the replay, look at that Melbourne Flames by a lip
Over Komodo.
And then you've got out wider there.